know how it goes sometimes when something is getting really successful or really big. People start to get a little bit concerned. And in this story from the book of Mark, this was happening to Jesus because, you know, he was teaching and preaching and healing people, and lots of people were showing up. And, you know, the first two groups of people who start to worry are family and the authorities. And so the story goes that he was gathered with a group of people, and they were in some room, and it was just so crowded. It was so crowded that there was hardly room or the time to eat. And so his family got concerned that perhaps he wasn't taking care of himself, and quite frankly, they thought he was a little bit out of his head. And on the other hand, the authorities were concerned about kind of this power that Jesus was demonstrating in his healing and his teaching. And they started to say, this is what they said. And you know, this happens sometimes when someone starts to demonstrate power. They said, you know, he's calling on Satan to drive out demons. That's what he's doing. This isn't the work of God. This is something else. And Jesus said to them, you know, that doesn't really make any sense at all. Why would Satan be called upon to drive out demons? I mean, doesn't Satan want people to be full of demons? You know, if a kingdom is divided against itself, it can't stand. If a house is divided against itself, it can't stand. This work that I'm doing is the work of God. It's the work of the Holy Spirit. Don't speak against it. And so he was in this room, and it was full of people, and his family arrived, his mother and his brothers, and they sent word in to him that they were looking for him. And the people came and said, your mother and your brothers are outside looking for you. And Jesus looked around at this crowd of people that were surrounding him, and he said, who are my mother and my brothers? Who are my mother and my brothers? Aren't they actually these people who are gathered around me? If you are committed to the work of God, if you are committed to the work of the Holy Spirit, you are my mother or my brother or my sister.